All right, everybody. Today I'm going to talk about Nintendo 64 joystick replacement and repair. I'm going to talk about the Intech Hall Effect joystick a little bit, OEM style joystick, and the Kitsch-Bent repair kits as well. So I'm not going to do a teardown or show how to do this job. I'm just going to talk about what I've done and what I think so far if you're looking into either of these options. So this is just a cheap eBay controller I got a long time ago. I have two of these. They both have these sticks, which are really, you can't tell from the camera, but they're really stiff, and people say they'll loosen up over time. I haven't played with it enough to really know if that's true, but it's not the most accurate thing. Like playing a stick sensitive game like Rogue Squadron is my main one example. It's almost, you can do it, but it's very hard to be accurate and smooth with this stick. Now, this is an OEM controller. I also have two of these, and both of my OEM controllers had dead sticks where it was just laying over to the side and yeah, basically unusable, way too much dead zone, not very precise, just from years of wear. Both of them I've already replaced, or repaired rather. So I'm going to talk about it. So my first thing I was going to try, I was going to get an aftermarket stick, and I looked into the 8-bit do or 8-bit do and the, I think it's Retrokin, and the GameCube style sticks, and I really kind of wanted to stick with the OEM style, so I can't speak to those. I have thought about getting one and trying it anyway, but we'll get more to that later. But the Intech, I think it's Intech. It's one of the popular OEM style, supposedly it says it's Hall Effect, but I haven't taken it apart to really see. I'll take their word for it though. I'm not here to bash them at all. So I actually installed this in this controller and played with it a little bit. And it has a good stick feel. It was okay for my quick test in Rogue Squadron and Mario 64, Turok. Yeah, it was totally serviceable, I feel like. I don't know, long term, I didn't really use it that long. But I didn't take it out because I didn't like it. I was pretty satisfied with it. It was way better than the dead OEM stick. I just later came across the Kitsch-Bent. They sell kits and individual parts to rebuild these OEM sticks. I wanted to give it a try, so my thought was, hold on a second, let me grab those parts. My thought was that I would use the OEM part, the Kitsch-Bent replacement OEM parts, and rebuild the OEM sticks and try to replace these junky, well, not really junky, but not very good aftermarket eBay sticks with the Intech. And I was going to actually put it in this controller, and I wanted to get one of the GameCube style from 8-bit do or Retrokin and put in my eBay aftermarket no brand atomic purple controller that I have. So first, let's talk about the Kitsch-Bent kit. These I didn't buy the actual repair kit. I just bought a bunch of parts to be able to do several. These are the OEM joysticks that came out of this and the other OEM controller. I kept them because they don't look too worn. I might be able to use them later in another build. But for these, I went ahead and replaced them with the Kitsch-Bent sticks just because I thought it would be neat to get a clear one. And I have a blue OEM controller, and for its rebuild, I put a white one in it. So basically what you get, or what I bought, was the clear and the white stick, which may or may not be necessary depending on if your stick is worn, which mine seemed fine. But I replaced the bowl and the gears. I didn't replace the wheels, the potentiometer sensor wheels that are on the gear. They were fine. They didn't really have a lot of wear. And then both of the gears, well, these are both the same. This is the bottom gear and the top gear. So stick, let's just stand in. I bought a stick and each one of these gears and these bowls, and I bought 2 sticks and 4 sets of bowls and gears. And basically, you just rebuild them. You replace all those parts. I lubed them up as well. When I rebuilt them, I used just some super lube, multi-purpose synthetic grease, to just lightly grease the points of contact on the bowl and the stick and the gears. You don't want to get it on the outside of the gears or on the wheels, because that's the way it works. You don't want anything blocking the light that passes through the wheels for the potentiometer. But just the plastic parts that come in contact, grease them up. Put those in, and you end up with a like new stick. Really good feel on that. Maybe a little bit weak going up, but that's, I'll get into probably one reason why that might be. So yeah, let's just stay on that for now. So one problem that I had, and I love this product so far. I think it's great. I'm so glad that I found it. It's night and day difference. But the wheels, the potentiometer wheels, whatever they're called, they have pins on either side, and one side has a gear. That is what the gear in the bowl rides on to actually turn it. They slot into this hole, and then one pin goes in the outer hole here on the arm. I found that on both of the ones that I installed, and probably on these as well then. But this hole is just a little bit too tight. I don't know if it's supposed to be that way. Maybe I did something wrong, but I could not, it was just too tight. It was difficult for it to turn. And when I installed it that way, the stick wouldn't move side to side the way it should. It would go up and down in return. So this sits in here like this, underneath all this. And one is sitting this way, one's sitting this way. The stick rides in between them and moves them both. So if you go this way, you're turning this wheel. And if you're going up and down, you're really turning the one on the side. And the up and down, or the side to side, whichever one, the wheel was having a hard time turning. So I figured, well, I bought several kits, I'll just try it. So I got this drill bit. This is just a 5/64 drill bit. And I just gently ran it through the hole that was a little too tight and cleaned up all the plastic that came out. And that got it to fit really similar to the other side, which didn't have this problem, and they were both free spinning with the gears. So then I reassembled it with that way, and it was all perfect. So I don't know if that's you know, just a manufacturing issue, or if I did something wrong, but that solution worked. And as easy as that was to remedy, it's not a knock for me on the product. I think that it's a great product. Anyway, these 2 OEM sticks have been rebuilt with those kits, and they're perfect. Now, this stick, I don't think it was as good of a feel or as accurate as the OEM rebuild kit or the Kitsch-Bent kit to rebuild an OEM stick, but it was still pretty good. I would be happy with that. And so my idea was to, since I ended up not using it in the OEM controller, I was going to put it in one of the eBay controllers. The problem is, when I took it apart, I realized that the board is designed differently, and these don't connect the same way as they do to an OEM board. So the wires are different where they're routed, and they're soldered directly to the board, so I can't just plug and play this. So you can't really upgrade this stick easily. I'm sure it could be done. I'll just figure out what each one of these is, match it up to that, and solder them on the board. That's a lot of work for something like that, so I don't think I'm going to do that. I'll just hang on to this, and if I have a problem with one of those, I'll drop it in, or if I don't rebuild it again, or if I get another controller at a yard sale or a thrift store or something that has a dead stick, or a few controllers or whatever, I might just drop this in one of them and let it ride and see how it does long term. But I didn't return it or anything. Like, I still think it's a good product, and I may end up finding a use for it. That's the Intech. Now, I'm not saying go buy it. I'm not saying go buy the other, because I haven't used them enough or long enough to really tell how they're gonna go. But just from first impressions, that stick is pretty good for the price. But for literally a couple of dollars, and like, you know, if you're good at this kind of thing or have any experience with this kind of thing, maybe 15 minutes of work, that is unbelievable. Literally, these parts are about, I think I paid like, I don't know exactly, but less than $10 for all this, for 4 rebuild kits. Well, not full kits. They do sell full kits, but just those parts that I needed. I think the bowls are a couple bucks. The gears are a couple bucks. It's not bad at all. Now, as far as gameplay, using these controllers in like a 2D game, like a Mortal Kombat trilogy or something, where you're mainly using a D-pad, the buttons aren't the best. They're a little stiff, but it's definitely usable for that. And that's what I mainly used these for. But playing even Mario, I played with it. It's kind of difficult to be very precise or get those subtle movements. And Rogue Squadron and Turok, unplayable, really. You just have to be too subtle, too precise. You have to get the slow moving right, just those small adjustments. And it just doesn't work for that. I cannot play Rogue Squadron with this. I'm glad I have it. It's handy for a player 3, player 4 Mortal Kombat controller or something. But this is really great. These are doing great so far. It's just like brand new controller. Rogue Squadron, no issues. Accurate. Very happy with that. So yeah, basically the point is the Kitsch-Bent part kits are really affordable, really great option, easy. It's like a brand new OEM controller. The Intech Hall Effect stick, I say it's pretty good. Just from the small amount that I used it, the build quality seems, you know, on par with the toy-like nature of the Nintendo 64 controller anyway. It does feel different, and I feel like it's not going to have as much of that subtlety that you need. And I don't have a program to, you know, test these or anything like that, but I can tell you that the OEM stick, it's not going to be as good as an OEM stick as far as mapping out. I just feel like it won't be. But still, if you're in the market for just a drop-in replacement, you want to keep that OEM style, I would say this will do the job for you. Feels good. It's definitely better than a dead stick. And also an eBay knockoff controller. You know, they'll do in a pinch. Player 3, player 4, if you get them for cheaper than you can get an OEM controller, especially even if you find a dead stick one and you just pick up one of these kits and put it in, it's like almost a new controller as long as the rest of the buttons are good. So if you're not into that and you just want to buy, you know, a pretty affordable controller, then yeah, but you're just not going to be able to upgrade this or change it. And I haven't taken it apart. Maybe it could take a rebuild kit. I mean, that might be an option that I look into, but I'm not really worried about it. I mean, I have 2 like new OEM controllers now, so. But yeah, that's it. Just if you're looking to this, I recommend the Intech stick. I think it's good product, Hall Effect. And I highly recommend doing the Kitsch-Bent, even if you do have to maybe modify it a little bit to get it to fit just right. The end result ended up so far being like a brand new stick, and I'm really happy with it. So yeah, thank you.